Alright, so first impressions done, I kind of want to talk about the travel itself. So I left the Netherlands that was covered in snow, and it had been snowing for a few days by the time I left. Now, a couple of things to keep in mind here is that 1, it rarely snows in the Netherlands anymore, and 2, we barely have any hills. There is 0 elevation in the country. And what I found that was quite amusing is that kids were using these highway embankments as slopes to use their sleds on. That's pretty funny actually, very resourceful. So leaving that scene behind, it never ceases to amaze me how much our world and the world of travel has actually changed over the course of the last year due to COVID. So going from spending some time at a ghost lounge that was almost totally empty, to listening to the long list of COVID rules on the aircraft itself.
Please wear your face mask over nose and mouth. Try to keep your distance from other passengers and crew. Try to avoid physical contact. Try to avoid going through or via the galley. If you need to sit...
I was still taken aback. And this is from someone who had traveled not even 2 months ago on the same route. What really drove this feeling home for me was when we did the stopover in Bangkok. Now, looking at the rows and rows of parked aircraft just left there dark and cold, waiting for a chance for tourism and travel to come back to its pre-COVID boom again, that was really tough to see. I mean, Bangkok is one airport. Imagine around the world, people out of jobs, airlines hemorrhaging money, passengers afraid to travel. So the aviation industry has surprised us in many ways over the last year with the scale of the change it had to deal with and how agile within its own scope it has managed to be. However, this is definitely not sustainable, and for the sake of all the things we love, to travel, to move around, to explore, I hope things come back to normal soon. Talking of airlines still hanging on and adapting to the world around them, I still managed to have an incredible experience on board KLM. I mean, the food was great, the service was top-notch, as KLM is known for, and I managed to grab myself one of those 100-year anniversary Delft Blue houses that they were rolling out last year. Really happy about that. And now to plant both feet on the ground, plant both feet in my room, I guess, and come back to another unfortunate side effect of the COVID situation, which is life in quarantine. So given that this is my second 14-day stint quarantining in a hotel room within the space of 2 months, I decided to come back to the same place. It's mostly because of the view and the natural light. I found that this makes a world of difference when you're stuck in a room for so long. My routine hasn't majorly changed since my last video on quarantine life, but I've learned some things here and there during my first stint that I tried to implement this time. I brought a yoga mat so I don't have to sweat on the floor while I do my daily workouts. I also got a few resistance bands just to keep those muscles limber. And I brought a back joy. So after almost a year of sitting at home and working from home, I've started to develop some lower back pain, and I needed something to keep my back straight. So this is very portable, and I highly recommend it to everyone. Talking of ergonomics and portability, I also realized that the computer screen that we look at for most of our day needs to be at eye level. So here's my improvised solution, let's say. That's me and my life in quarantine. It is mentally draining, spending so long cooped up in a room. But hey, at least I can spend some serious time to brush up on my Korean studies, which is quite fun, and I really appreciate being able to do that. Alright guys, that's it for now. Hope you enjoyed the video again, and make sure to like and subscribe to keep up to date with my life and my travels. I'll be sure to update more as time goes on. Thanks guys.